Welcome to Young Patriots, the heartbeat of African resistance.
How can anyone want to impose democracy by killing millions of people? That's dictatorship, not democracy.
But currently you're seeing we're being abducted, we're being killed, we're being followed from our homesteads and taken to police stations and killed in police stations. We go to the streets, we are being shot, we are being killed. And the president has been addressing this. Documentaries have been done by BBC. Young people have written to the UN. We've tried to even hack systems during live sessions at the UN for this matter to be seen in the world and see action taken. But I haven't seen any action apart from just tweets from the American embassy, from different embassies, saying we're in solidarity with young people from Kenya.
Kenya's Generation Z, the fearless torchbearers of a new African awakening, are no longer whispering their discontent. They are roaring it with unyielding defiance, their voices echoing through urban centres and rural hamlets alike. Their message is unmistakable. They demand a leader who embodies the courage, vision and unapologetic sovereignty of Burkina Faso's Captain Ibrahim Traoré. His resolute face, a powerful symbol of resistance and hope, now adorns matatus, Kenya's iconic public transport vehicles, transforming them into rolling billboards of rebellion as they ferry passengers from one point to another. These young Kenyans, fed up with the broken promises, systemic corruption, and neo-colonial puppetry of President William Ruto, are chanting for a leadership that mirrors Traoré's radical commitment to his people and his nation's dignity. But why has a Burkinabe military leader, who seized power in a coup just 2 weeks after Ruto's inauguration in September 2022, become the idol of Kenya's youth? And what does this mean for Ruto, a president increasingly viewed as a betrayer of Africa's aspirations? Let's plunge into the heart of this continental uprising, where one nation basks in the light of transformation and another languishes in the shadow of betrayal, unrest, and a growing clamour for change. On September the 13th, 2022, William Ruto was sworn in as Kenya's 5th president, riding a wave of populist promises to uplift the hustler class, Kenya's working poor, and steer the nation toward economic prosperity. His campaign, draped in the rhetoric of grassroots empowerment, resonated with millions who saw him as a man of the people, a leader who understood their struggles. Just 2 weeks later, on September 30th, 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, a 34-year-old military officer, staged a coup in Burkina Faso, ousting interim President Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba, a leader widely perceived as a French puppet who failed to address the country's escalating security crisis. Both men ascended to power in the same month, heralding what many hoped would be a new dawn for their respective nations. Yet, as the months have unfolded, the trajectories of Kenya and Burkina Faso have diverged dramatically, revealing a stark contrast between light and darkness, hope and despair. In Kenya, Ruto's presidency has been marred by accusations of incompetence, rampant corruption, and a troubling alignment with Western interests. His administration's policies, particularly the controversial Finance Bill of 2024, which proposed punitive tax hikes on basic goods, sparked nationwide protests led by Gen Z. These protests, initially a rejection of economic mismanagement, have evolved into a broader movement against Ruto's leadership, with young Kenyans storming the streets, occupying public spaces and demanding his resignation. Matatus, once known for their colourful designs and catchy slogans, now carry Traoré's image alongside calls for Ruto must go, occupy, and we want Traoré. Meanwhile, in Burkina Faso, Traoré has transformed a nation on the brink of collapse into a beacon of hope, tackling security, agriculture, healthcare and corruption with a soldier's resolve and a visionary's clarity. The contrast is undeniable. While Burkina Faso's youth rally to protect Traoré, Kenya's youth are risking their lives to oust Ruto, their frustration palpable in every chant, every placard and every painted matatu. Captain Ibrahim Traoré's meteoric rise as a hero in Kenya is no mere trend. It is a reflection of a generation's deep frustration with leaders who prioritise foreign interests over their own people. Traoré, often compared to Burkina Faso's revolutionary icon Thomas Sankara, has captured the imagination of African youth with his uncompromising actions and rhetoric. In Kenya, where Gen Z is leading a revolt against systemic corruption, economic hardship and neo-colonialism, Traoré's leadership offers a blueprint for what could be, a vision of sovereignty, self-reliance and genuine care for the masses. His popularity is a clarion call for a new kind of leadership, one that resonates with a generation tired of empty promises and performative politics. Traoré's appeal lies in his authenticity and rejection of political theatrics. In a 2023 speech, he declared, "I am not a politician, I am a soldier," a statement that resonates deeply with Kenyans fed up with Ruto's doublespeak and empty promises. Unlike Ruto, whose rhetoric oscillates between populist soundbites and Western appeasement, Traoré walks the talk. He has refused the lavish trappings of power, maintaining his modest captain's salary instead of claiming a presidential one, a move that starkly contrasts with Ruto's administration, accused of enriching itself while Kenyans struggle to afford basic necessities. Traoré's humility and focus on results have made him a stark contrast to Ruto, whose leadership is increasingly seen as a betrayal of the hustler narrative that propelled him to power. In Nairobi's Dandora estate, 23-year-old Matatu conductor James Mwangi explained, "Traoré lives like us, fights like us. Ruto lives like a king and fights for the West." When Traoré seized power, Burkina Faso was a nation under siege, with jihadist violence claiming thousands of lives and displacing over 2 million people. He identified the root of the crisis, a weak military crippled by foreign dependency and corruption. Traoré expelled French forces, terminated exploitative mining agreements with Western companies, and nationalized key resources like gold mines to fund his military and development agenda. By 2024, his government had opened Burkina Faso's first gold refinery, processing 400 kilotons daily and creating thousands of jobs for young Burkinabés. This move not only boosted the economy but also sent a powerful message. Burkina Faso's wealth belongs to its people. Traoré's army, once outgunned by terrorists, is now equipped with modern weaponry, including drones and armoured vehicles, and terrorism has been significantly reduced, with 60% of the country reclaimed from insurgent control by mid-2025. In a 2024 address, Traoré stated, "No nation can develop if its army is weak. We took back our gold to arm our soldiers and secure our future." In contrast, Ruto's Kenya remains tethered to the IMF and World Bank, with loans piling up and conditionalities dictating economic policy. Kenya's debt stood at 80 billion in 2025, with 60% of government revenue going to debt servicing, leaving little for development. Ruto's administration has been criticised for leasing fertile land to foreign corporations, perpetuating dependency while local farmers struggle. Ruto's alignment with Western interests, including his support for Western-backed regimes in Niger and his cozying up to Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky, has fueled perceptions that he is a neo-colonial puppet. Zelensky's dismissal of an African peace mission as a waste of his time in 2023 only deepened the sense of betrayal when Ruto was seen embracing him at the UN General Assembly. Traoré's focus on agriculture has been a cornerstone of his vision for a self-reliant Burkina Faso. Recognizing that no nation can thrive while begging for food, he invested heavily in farming, purchasing modern equipment, establishing training programs for youth, and creating the National Support Center for Artisanal Cotton Processing. By 2024, Burkina Faso's agricultural output had surged, with cotton production increasing by 25%, tomato yields doubling, and millet production rising by 15% in key regions. Take the story of Awa Ouedraogo, a 28-year-old farmer in Bobo Dioulasso. Awa, once struggling to feed her family, received training and a tractor through Traoré's initiatives. Today, her farm produces enough to supply local markets and export surplus, earning her a stable income and a renewed sense of dignity. Captain Traoré gave us tools, not promises, Awa said in a 2025 interview. He made us believe in ourselves. Her story is one of thousands, as Traoré's policies have empowered rural communities and reduced food imports by 20%. In Kenya, Agriculture, which employs 70% of the population, is in decline. Ruto's government has been criticised for importing $100 million worth of maize and sugar in 2024, despite Kenya's fertile land. The finance bill's proposed taxes on agricultural inputs sparked out.
Thank you for standing with us, for standing with the truth, and for standing with President Ibrahim Traoré. In these trying times, your voice is powerful. Don't just watch, be part of the movement. Subscribe to stay updated, share to awaken others, and head to the comment section. Tell us how you feel, what you believe, and what Africa means to you. Together we are louder, together we are stronger. This is Young Patriots TV, and you are the heartbeat of the mission. Thank you.